Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships. I don't know what just happened there, but apparently I was having a little bit of issue there. But anyway, we're actually here to show off the Tier 7 Italian cruiser, the Zara. And even though it's probably the simplest way to pronounce, I still probably mispronounced it, knowing my luck. But anyway, we're finally here showing off the ship. Finally got it. This was my very first battle with it, and I have to say I like it. It feels a lot more comfortable compared to the Trento. Trento wasn't bad, but this feels more comfortable. I am joined with Yugamo in the Udachi and Tapa in the Nueve de Julio. Like I said, I definitely like this ship a lot more. So this is a Tier 7 match predominantly with a Tier 5 and Tier 6 carrier sprinkled in just for the fun of it. And this Dallas is getting massacred. So the Zara, it's a little bit slower than the Trento. That's something I definitely did notice. It's not as fast as the Trento, which is a little unfortunate. This ship is also not upgraded at all. Like I said, this was my very first battle with her. So I don't have the whole upgrade, so she is a little more sluggish in the water, but doesn't mean that it isn't a bad ship. So right now our range is 14.7 kilometers. Our health is a measly 32,700, which is not great, but it's not terrible, especially considering this is a stock hull. While the Nueve de Julio has 33,000 and also does technically have a heal. The Zara, it's still not a bad ship. Do run the spotter craft. And the spotter craft actually takes off from the front. That is something I did not know. Shooting at the Omaha, the SAP shells, just like I've talked about them over and over again. Great penetration value, fantastic against destroyers and lightly armored cruisers. Even against some battleships, your 203s can do decent damage against the bow of battleships. The firing shells are, the velocity on the shells is really nice. They feel a lot more comfortable. They don't have a huge amount of hang time, which is really super nice. It allows you to more accurately land your shells. Don't have to provide that much of a lead. Udachi Yugamo sorry, Yugamo actually is being hyper aggressive. Actually has dropped torps, and it's the funny thing about these torps is they actually find something, and that is the enemy ranger, which is quite hilarious to see, because he actually does manage to take out the carrier, but unfortunately he's so far ahead of everyone, and he has a flint charging that he is going to go down. But we do get some decent hits on the flint and definitely cripple him, but unfortunately he is going to get away. And look at that, 3 penetrations for only 833 points of damage. Yeah, I don't know. Might have also been firing AP. Don't fully know whether that's actually the case. Torpedoes, just like all the other Italian cruisers, they're not great. They have a fantastic range, 12 kilometers. They're super slow, and they don't hit very hard. We are going to at least be able to see that, which is kind of nice. But once again, Italian cruisers, not known for their torpedoes, so don't really rely on them, but they can be a very nasty surprise, so I wouldn't rule them out completely, honestly. Now, one thing I will have to say, obviously the Italian cruisers are a little fragile. Not great dealing with enemy battleships. Fortunately for us, we actually don't take that much damage in this battle for whatever reason. I think the KGV back there is the one that fires the most at us. The dispersion on the shells is really nice, which is really beneficial because these guns have a long reload, but they're not as bad as, once again, the Trento. The Trento actually has a much longer reload rate than the Zara. Zara only has about 12 seconds on its reload rate, which is really nice. Actually, no, I lied terribly. A little over 14 seconds. Not bad, but still very, very slow compared to a lot of the other tier 7 cruisers. Once again, not actually getting focused. Unfortunately, top of there is the one that is taking the brunt of the hits and is doing his very best. Once again, main complaint about SAP is they don't do any fire damage, so you're gonna struggle a little bit, but it's still viable. Like I said, against some bow end targets, you can still penetrate through their bow armor, and obviously superstructure is not that bad. But as far as playstyle, as you can see, kiting is a fantastic playstyle. A lot of cruisers are going to be kiting cruisers. It's been a thing. Definitely want to be using that at all times. This is definitely not a ship that can push in and be aggressive, especially with the fact that its reload rate is so abysmally slow that you're not going to be that fantastic dealing massive amount of damage very, very quickly. Getting some shots on that Potlova, and I know I probably mispronounced that for sure. Not doing a huge success. Do notice the Jaguar is currently pushing towards the southern side, probably trying to find RCV. RCV is wisely hiding behind an island. Not actually a bad idea. Probably going a bit further east would have been a more optimal positioning, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. Getting hit from the north, so definitely the enemy team is very much in a excellent position right now. Even though they don't have a carrier, they do essentially have us surrounded from the west and the north. Not having any luck on actually hitting that Jaguar. Leon does take it down, which is really nice. That's obviously one less destroyers. And also, did I mention all of our destroyers got taken out relatively early? So it was kind of a trade-off. The fact that we lost all our destroyers, they lost their carriers, so I guess it's kind of beneficial. Getting some good hits on the Potlova, but yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get a kill. And that's when the KGV starts pushing in, and I will have to say, even though it's obviously not upgraded, the range isn't fantastic, and yes, I know it's not upgraded. So, spotter plane is really beneficial. And look at this, KGV actually firing AP. What a surprise. And KGV smacks us a little bit, but no Citadel, fortunately. And decent amount of damage right there, 5,488. That's the kind of damage I'm really expecting from the SAP. I'm using the smoke to reverse, get some shots in. Your smoke firing penalty is kind of big, so do be careful when firing. And there is possibly destroyers around. Shouldn't be obviously used very much for extended period of shooting, but you do get a decent amount of time. Waited a little bit too long, I will have to admit, because, well, we're now detected and we're just now getting back up to speed. So do be careful. Do keep in mind of your speed and how much longer is on the smoke cloud, just so you're not caught with your pants down. Still a little bit learning there on that, but now the KGV has pushed into our cap. Did drop torpedoes. Let's see if we can actually manage to land a torpedo. I will be utterly surprised if I do, and it's not like I played this game and know exactly what's about to happen. not at all. But anyway, unfortunately we lose our Leon. Team is neck and neck right now. They're actually behind in points because they did lose their carrier, and the carrier is actually a decent amount of points. KGV is actually gonna eat a torp. Does cause a flooding, but not a huge chunk of damage was actually dealt to that KGV. So yeah, once again, your torpedoes aren't particularly amazing. Don't overly rely on them, but we are at least getting some decent amount of damage with our SAP. Really close to this KGV. Once again, firing AP. And fortunately for us, it's a KGV and its AP is kind of crap. So didn't actually take that huge amount of damage. No Citadel at least. And unfortunately, we don't get the kill. But that is one KGV down, and the tables have turned. For whatever reason, there are about 4 ships up north, and I really don't know why, to be perfectly honest. There is a Koenig way up north, and I believe this Koenig is near full health. It looks like he's about 3/4 health. Their Flint is still alive and is still peppering, I believe, the Scharnhorst. And definitely want to get rid of that Flint as quickly as possible. So even though the enemy team had us surrounded, we're actually kind of pulling this back. They just lost their Flint. All they have left is a Akatsuki and 2 cruisers. Unfortunately, we just lost our Scharnhorst to some fires, which is unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world. We still have a Congo, Fiji, and I believe Tapa's extraordinarily low on health. I believe he only has a few thousand points of health. So could technically swing back the other way, but obviously we do have a CV, which is a huge bonus for us because CV can constantly push in and keep dropping planes. Fortunately, we don't get the kill on the Akatsuki Congo. Actually manages to get a kill, even though its dispersion is not particularly amazing. So all that's left on the enemy team is a York, Leander, and a Koenig. Probably the ship I'm most concerned about is the York, which is odd because I actually really despised the York when I first played through the German line. I really need to go back and retry it because it's been buffed since last time I played, so I can't overly say how it is right now, but I definitely didn't like the York when I was playing up. Congo actually does a decent amount of damage, but now we can actually help support. Congo either is actually aware that the York has torpedoes, actually decides to start turning away instead of pushing in. So huge prop to the Congo, who wisely decides to turn away from a York that has shown both sides of its ship, which obviously means that it's dropping torpedoes, and the Congo manages to dodge them all. And we do see the Leander, and I very much want to try out the AP. The AP, you don't use too much, and it's something I definitely need to try to use more often, because the AP is not bad, because these are 203mm guns. Just like the Trento. The Trento actually had 203s, which actually kind of surprised me because they felt like they were 152s, but no, they're actually 203s. So, like I said, speed on the Zara is a little slow. It only gets up to around 32, 33 knots. Its rudder shift time, and once again, this is stock, so obviously once you get the upgrade, it is going to be a little bit better. It's a little slow, a little bit more sluggish, but obviously once I get the upgrade, it's going to help out quite a bit. The detect 12.2 kilometers. Not particularly amazing, not a very stealthy ship. Am really hoping this Leander tries to push around, because once again, I really want to try out the AP, so I do have it loaded, expecting this Leander to push around. And once again, don't really want to push in because, well, the Italian cruisers don't have hydro, and we do net ourselves two torpedo hits, good lord, 2 citadels. And once again, we're kind of robbed on a kill. But at least we get 2 citadel hits, which is really nice. Would have liked the kill as well, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. And obviously, and actually, a really funny thing, we're actually discussing what the range on Leander torpedoes are because, well, I mean, Leander wasn't shooting, more than likely is dropping torpedoes, and lo and behold, there's Leander torps. I believe they're actually 8 kilometers. I might be wrong still, but it looks like it's about 8 kilometers, so it would be a good guess. All that's left on the enemy team is the Koenig, and our poor Congo is so extraordinarily low on health. I'm actually very curious how much health he has. Oh, 8,000. Okay, not too bad for a battleship. I say too bad when he has normally around 45,000 points of health. Has lost a good 1/7 of his normal health. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start pushing up. Once again, kind of disappointed in the fact that the Zara is not as fast as the Trento. The fact that the Trento is a little bit quicker is really nice. But once again, overall, I am liking the Zara. It feels more comfortable. Its guns are a little bit, I want to say, reliable. They have a higher, they're not as floaty, I guess is probably the best way to say it. They're not as floaty, they're a little bit more reliable hitting, which is really super nice. But overall, I like the Zara. I'm looking forward to getting it upgraded. I'll probably take another look at it when I do have it upgraded, because obviously, who wants to see a stock ship the first time without seeing the upgraded? So I will be doing another video. So do land semi-decent. Once again, not the best luck with the SAP. I don't know if I'm just aiming at the wrong section of the ship, and also I kind of suck using the spottercraft, but we're at least landing some hits, which is super nice. But this Koenig is going to go down relatively quickly. I only think we get about 3 to 4 salvos off. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining in and watching. Like I said, I will redo this video once I have it upgraded. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Gen.